So, in your reflections, you have an acronym that you use called THIS that stands for Thanksgiving, Hope, in the Midst of, and Surrender.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about those four ideas and how they
yeah.
help us in the midst of waiting?
Yeah, so as I was citing for this I prayed, for this I prayed to all of my posts, the Lord said to me one day, Claudia, what's this? And I sat there and I said, what do you mean? He's like, what's this? And I've really recognized that for me, this became something that allowed me to sit in the tension of the joy and the grief, to sit in the tension of the weight each and every day. And it really became thanksgiving and hope in the midst of surrender. Sometimes this for me was the sunset. Sometimes this for me was being able to open my eyes to something beautiful that he did through the lives of my kids. And really, as I thought about this, the Thanksgiving was a way to continue to practice gratitude for me, because in practicing the gratitude, I was able to really build trust. Because I realized that sometimes in the wait, our trust tends to falter, right? And that's really what's happening when our faith is kind of dwindling. Is we get to a point where we're like, all right, God, are you really going to do what you said you're going to do? And what does that look like, right? Do I trust that he might have an answer for me that might not look the way that I intended? Do I trust that he's working it out for my good and for his glory? And so for me, Thanksgiving was a way, as I practiced Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving in everything, celebrating what's my win for today, it really built my trust. And one of the things I really held on to was Psalm 42:8, where it says, when my soul is in the dumps, I rehearse everything I know of you. And that was really big for me, because I sometimes in practicing, I had to just rehearse it. Like I had to remember, God, all right, today you woke me up. Today you kept me. I'm still here. Sometimes it's, God, guess what? The resurrection today, it's enough. That's it. It's enough, right? And so that's really how Thanksgiving was kind of helping, me in the process of the wait. When I think about hope, just really remembering that God is my hope, right? And if I put my hope in him, he won't let me be put to shame. And so God really is my hope. And even in that, it almost gave me permission to keep dreaming. I find that sometimes when you're in the wait, you keep your dreams to a minimum, or you stop dreaming even because you're just not sure about what's going to happen. And so the H for me was continuing to hope, putting my hope in him, and also putting the dreams that I still have, the ones that I know he's called me to, still putting it in his hands, right? Knowing that he holds all things together. And so that's the hope for me. The I in the midst of is really just keeping it real. I think sometimes we want the confetti, we want the smiles. Everything's great. The I for me really is, all right, this sucks. If I could say that out
Yeah, let's be real.
loud.
Let's be real.
Like, let's be real. This is just not fun,
Uh huh.
right? And Lord, I know you can take it. I can call out to you. I can cry out to you. I can say how long. I can lament. Weeping is a whole prayer.
Yes, it
And
is. Say
in the
that.
midst of it right now, I'm like, God, we're in the thick of it.
Hmm.
And I need your help. And if that help looks like you're just sitting here, and I know you are, thank you for your help. I just need you to hear me right now, because I feel all alone. And I think it's very important for us to be real with God. Because in being real with God, I think it helps us to be real with ourselves, right? And because sometimes we almost don't want to say it out loud. And what I realized is, even after having the girls, I felt like, all right, God, you've blessed me so much already. Can I really still ask you for the things that, are still on my heart? I know that these girls are a huge blessing. Can I ask you to help me through parenting with special needs? All right, God, please. I was still walking through pain. even after having the girls. And I was sitting there and I almost felt guilty to ask him for anything else because he'd given me these two girls who were miracle girls who nobody thought would ever come. We had like a 1% chance of having them. So, okay, God, can I ask you for anything else? Claudia, be real. Be honest with the Lord, right? And so that's really what the I in the midst of meant for me. And then the S, surrender, because I'm a control freak. Um,
Me too. Me too.
and so I really need to keep reminding myself to release it, to let it go, to surrender my hopes, my dreams, my prayers to the sovereignty of God, and knowing that He's holding me. And in holding me, He's holding my thoughts, He's holding my dreams, He's holding my prayers. And also, I'm not that powerful to mess it up. So, guess what, Lord? Over to you. I
That's
mean,
right.
you know. So yeah, that's Thanksgiving and hope in the midst of surrender.
That's so good. That's so good.